Hello, once again, dear viewers, and welcome back to another Moonflower Tarot reading. And today I'm going to be taking messages from your inner child, channeling messages about healing, about a path forward. If you've been going through a little bit of a hard time lately, or if you've been on a healing journey and any of this resonates with you, if you found this video during a time where you've been trying to get back in touch with your inner child, then this message is for you. And I want to thank you for joining me today. I am very happy to be here on this healing journey with you. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I really appreciate any feedback, and just seeing you here, clicking on this video is definitely good enough for me, and I am very happy to help you on your healing journey. And right now, right off the bat, I am getting a sense that there's a lot of grief coming up. I'm feeling like there's a main theme that you've been going through a little bit of trouble. And remember, this is general and only take what resonates. But for a few of you, if not most of you, the reason why you've been focusing on your inner child and you found this reading is because there just seems like there's a lot of grief, and there might be a part of your soul that's reaching out to you recently. And I actually heard, as I was sitting down to meditate, that some of you had either ancestors, grandparents who had passed on at an early age. I'm hearing some of you have actually Greek ancestors or come from a Greek background that you just found out about, and you might be getting in touch with either your family. If you live in a different country, you might be getting in touch with that family. If that is the case with you, then you're getting a lot of support from anyone who's passed on to the other side. I will also link any songs that I get channeled in the description below, just so you have music to help you heal. I like to do that here on this channel. Use music as a way to get in touch with the self, with parts of yourself or that you might not even know yet, and even sometimes passed on family members, because music is a universal language. And I think the first song that came to mind that seems to be the overall energy behind this reading right now is a song called How Do I Live by Leanne Rimes. And it's this feeling of like sadness. It's a love song. But I felt this feeling of sadness. I also heard some of you, I'm going to say trigger warning, but some of you might have lost a parent or a grandparent when you were younger. I heard some of you between the ages of like 6 and 18 might have lost someone very close to you, because I'm getting this image of like a grandmother with white hair, and she's wearing a yellow shawl, like a knitted like scarf around her shoulders, and it looks like it's something she made. And I'm hearing some grannies made like beaded. I'm hearing a beaded Afghan, so like they were like crocheting something or knitting something with beads in it. And yeah, I'm hearing they use gems. Like I heard the phrase turquoise art therapy. Some of you might actually be either getting into art therapy later, considering it. I'm channeling a lot of energies right now, so bear with me. Yeah, I'm getting the sense that they're encouraging you to keep moving forward on your healing journey. I'm hearing some of you might be getting a bachelor's degree next month, or some of you might be co-signing a lease or a loan on a new car or new home. So any things that you sign or any agreements you make, starting a new life, or branching off onto a new tree, so to speak, they're there beside you. Like if there's anything that you are doing right now to start a new life, or even taking legal action, it seems like you have the backing of the universe, your guides, and your higher self, as well as these parents and grandparents. And they want to actually help you in your inner child healing process at this point. So if those of you have been like investing time and energy on therapy, or just I'm hearing some of you are starting up new businesses. I just heard the phrase Squarespace, and that's a website making platform. So you might be, yeah, because I'm seeing some of you are into arts and crafts and might be selling it on the side. It feels like whatever new business, whatever avenue you're taking in which a legal contract is being signed, you have ancestors and grandparents watching over you. Now, this is supposed to be an inner child healing or inner child message reading, but I get the feeling that some of you as children were very close to grandparents or your parents, or you needed that. You needed guidance from parents and they weren't there with you. So I think that's how it relates to your inner child healing or your inner child message is if you do not have someone in your life who is guiding you, or if you're learning how to do certain things on your own, like sign a contract or sign a lease or get a home or start up a business or anything like that, and you don't have guidance from a parent, or you were not taught how to do that, and you have to learn how to do that on your own, you have the guidance from your higher self, your ancestors, and your grandparents. If you clear channel or you're tuning in with them recently, if you've been praying to them, they want you to know that they're there to help you. And don't hesitate to ask for help or look up resources. Like if you have access to legal aid, or if you can just ask questions from like a lawyer, or if there are any like information lines, like sometimes if you're looking just like for help with certain things, like there's so many resources online that can just give you advice, like going to those community spaces and just asking for help with, with a clear conscience in mind. I'm hearing some of you might feel guilty about asking for help, but here's the thing, like we don't all, let me just put it this way. As someone who's had a basically, I hate to say this, but I keep hearing the phrase deadbeat dad and an absent mom, but I think some of you know, like some of you have absent parents. And let me just say, one of your spirit guides and grandparents literally said they have a deadbeat dad, and I'm like, so sorry if that's triggering, but you have some sassy grandparents behind you. So when you were younger, you didn't get that. You didn't get that teaching. You didn't get that mentoring. So like I personally had to learn how to do a lot of things on my own, and it's not like they weren't available to do that because I saw other people in my family getting that help. It was almost like I was expected to do it on my own, whereas I saw other people just getting help and I couldn't ask for it. So what happened was I just asked other people. I went to other resources, and sometimes people just entered into my life helping me in ways I didn't know I could be helped. Like I would make a friend with someone who knew how to network, or I made a friend with someone who knew how to fill out a job application. And, sometimes you do have to seek outside resources. Like libraries are very good spaces to study and research, and right now it feels like you need the help from other people, but right now it's like before you seek outside resources, I'm getting that you have a lot of backing from ancestors and grandparents right now. So, I think your inner child definitely needs healing in such a way where you're almost like balancing being an adult with being a child again. Because I'm getting the theme of ego wounds coming up behind like resourcefulness or like even asking for help. And that's kind of like, yeah, that's kind of something. If you identify as a parentalized child, or if you didn't have help growing up, or if you didn't have the resources, um, it's not uncommon to carry that ego wound later into adulthood, because there's a fine line between being over dependent with someone and needing someone to help your hand, like hold your hand every step of the way, and asking for information about something you have not done yet and need to do. There's a difference. And it's like there's certain things we can't learn on our own, because it's like we need someone who has experience to teach us that. And finding a good apartment, like what questions do you ask? What kind of insurances do you get? And there's a lot of people who don't have a family to raise them to teach them how to do that. And there are people who have families to raise them but choose not to and like throw them into the deep end. And that's not really right either way. But it's sort of like, if you don't know the answer to something, ask. And don't feel like you should already know the answer, because it's like, we're not meant to know how to walk right out of the womb. We're not like, if you don't know something, ask. And that's the main message that's coming up, because I think there's a lot of like tough love, actually, because your inner child, if there's a wound there, you need to ask. And I think some of you might know this about yourself, but some of you have a hard time healing that sense of like hyper independence and the sense of pride, but behind, oh, I could do it all on my own. It's like there's kind of a little bit of that wounded child ego that comes up with parents only praising you when you've done something on your own for the first time. And so taking that into adulthood and associating your worth with your achievement of, if you understand what I mean, you get it. It's like, something you shouldn't have to learn on your own, and you accomplish it on your own. But then we have an entire generation of like Matildas who are like 4 years old and cooking their own breakfast. Like, that's not something we should do. That's not necessarily something to be proud of. Surviving through childhood or not having a childhood because you had absent parents is not something that you need to hold on to. Like, I'm getting the sense you need to let go of it. If that's not the case for you, I think there's still something getting in the way with an ego wound. And it might, let me see what I can find, because I'm getting the sense that your inner child wants you to know that it's okay to celebrate life, and it's okay to have a carefree attitude. You don't have to be serious all the time. In a lot of cases, like a lot of wounded adults, like, they like to be Debbie Downers and rain on your parade. It's okay to like your first apartment, like, no matter what it looks like. And nobody should look down on you for, if you're going out there and you're getting your first car, your first job, and it's your first time out there. Like, nobody should be looking down on you. You should be celebrated for just all the first in your life. Like, you're not going to get it right all at once. If you're younger, or even if you're older, like, there's a first time for everything at all ages of life. And I think if you had people in your life who put you down, like, for a lot of things, I think your inner child needs you to know that it's okay to celebrate the little things, the mundane things. Another song that came up, and I'm not sure what it relates to, but it's called Domino by Jessie J. And I believe, yeah, there was the line "dancing in the moonlight" came up, and it was just very like carefree. It's just about having this carefree attitude and balancing being an adult but being happy and keeping that inner child alive. Because when there's a wound inside you, it kind of, it feels harder to be free. Let me just say, there's a point in time where you might have been convinced you needed to be stuck in pain to be serious, take life seriously. But life is meant to be a balance. You don't need to take life so seriously to be an adult. So let me see what else comes through. Because I'm also hearing a lot of you are channeling a lot of energies right now. If you're channeling these energies from your higher self, your inner child, or your grandparents and even great grandparents and ancestors, they want you to know that they're helping you heal now, and they're healing with you. Because when we heal ourselves, we heal our entire family line, past, present, or future. Our souls exist outside space and time. Our families do, their higher selves do. And even if you had parents you didn't necessarily agree with, or if you had people you lost early on, they're still with you. It's timeless. They're connected by like your memory and the memories and the impact they had on people around them. And like, I'm hearing you and you alone hold the answers to the questions, like the answers to, okay, that's a weird phrase. I'm just going to say it, and some of you might know what it is. I think some of you might have parents who have said this to you before, but you have the answers to the questions you seek, and I'm not sure what that means. If some of you might enjoy playing video games in your downtime, and that, what I'm hearing is, I've got news for you. That is a good way to be spending your downtime. Just, there's whatever you do in your free time to take your mind off of a lot of self-limiting beliefs or grief. because there's a time and space to grieve, and then there's a time and space to rest. And doing mindful activities like playing video games, connecting with your inner child, is going to help you get through this grieving process, because I'm seeing a lot of transformation, and I'm keep hearing the phrase core wound. There's a core wound, and there's this sense of needing to not relive the past, grieving it and letting it go, and not holding on to a lot of what you've been through. And if you've been struggling with that recently, like, don't shame yourself for the healthy coping mechanisms you use. And there is a difference between bottling up and distracting yourself from your pain and taking a rest from grieving. Because I'm just going to say from personal experience, a few years ago, I started my own shadow work journey. And instead of taking time in between reliving a lot of like really horrible things that happened, I just went straight through back to back. And I ended up getting so sick and tired, and I couldn't really do anything. I was just out of it. So let me just say from experience, like, not only should you be getting assistance if you've been grieving, whether it's therapy, whether it's a counselor or a friend, not only should you be having people in your life to help you relieve this so you don't hold on to it, there needs to be a healthy balance of how much do you grieve and how much do you know, light the fire in your soul. Like, there needs to be a happy balance. And it is up to you to discern what that balance is. But the moment you start feeling tired and burnt out from grieving, that's the moment when you need to like rekindle that fire, is what I'm hearing. Light that spark. Like, some of you need to like go out on the town with your friends, go to a bowling alley, like go to, like, I'm hearing, a mental health clinic, or like get a cat. If some of you are buying a new piece of property, plant something in your garden that will grow like this year or next year, or, do something that fills you with joy that isn't focused on your grief. So you don't have to like keep reliving it, and you get a chance to rest in between, because your inner child wants to restore that light in your life and relieve. Because even if you've lost someone a long time ago, or if you've recently lost someone, like, grief kind of has this weird way of coming back, because it's not always just gone from your body. It has a way of resurfacing. And while you do need to honor that, there are times where our egos keep us stuck in that place and time when we were hurt. And there's a difference between the flashbacks and, being stuck in it, and wanting to stay stuck. Because I have known people who just did not want to let go of it, did not want to let go of pain. They didn't want to talk about it. They want to just stay there forever. And it's hard to discern between the two, because sometimes people don't have a choice. Sometimes people do choose to stay in their pain, but sometimes it just keeps happening. And it's about finding a new way to deal with your pain and to respond to it differently. If you identify with that. If not, like, going through the grieving process, like, even if you've lost someone 10 years ago, if something comes up and reminds you of them, you could remember them and feel sad, and that's okay. You're safe to feel sad knowing that you're missing them because you love them, and don't shame yourself for that. But there's also a case of, if you didn't grieve it, all those years ago, and you're still missing them, then maybe there's a time and place where you feel more safe to grieve. Maybe you do need to talk about it, because like, there's no shame in that. Like, I'm just going to give an example from my own experience. Like, I can't grieve in front of my own family, and I'm not really talking to them anymore. But back when my father passed away, I couldn't grieve at his funeral. I needed to be strong for him. I needed to be strong for my family, but I also didn't feel safe. And there's a whole thing there. I ended up grieving my father's death like 3 years later at a stranger's funeral, surrounded by people I barely knew. because I was in a place where my family wasn't there. I felt safe, and all the tears just came out. I was in the audience, not up front. I was surrounded by people who didn't know me, and in a funeral home with people who were very kind. And I just sobbed. And I didn't realize till a few days later that I just grieved my father's death for the first time at someone else's funeral. And I didn't know why. But I just want you to know that that happens. There's no shame in it. It's just about taking your time and using your energy wisely as well. You let the tears flow. You talk with people you need to. You keep the faith and be that open channel for your ancestors or spirit guides who want to help you and need you to know that you're a beautiful starseed. I think for some of you, I just heard that. You're a beautiful light in this world, and they need you to know that you can clear channel them anytime they want to help you. That's the most important message coming through to you. And from your inner child, especially, they want you to know you're not alone. And like I always say, you are welcome to come here. You're welcome to any of my videos. With kindness and respect, I am here for you. If you like to comment down below what kind of videos you like to hear, what readings you like to hear from me, what messages, and even going out there in the world, just know there's so many people who want to help, who are light workers at Starseed. It's just about being open to hearing from them and accepting help from them and opening up to new resources. Your inner child wants you to know that it's okay and it's time to be able to blossom and fly like a butterfly. I also want to say that before we end, a few signs that your angels, your ancestors, or your grandparents are around you. Dolphins might be a sign. I was also seeing daisies as I was channeling. I'm seeing I'm seeing a Mardi Gras necklace. Oh, some of you might have celebrated that with your family or had family who lived in like New Orleans, Louisiana, maybe. Yeah, because I just got an image of like one of those. I don't know what they're called, but it was like a Mardi Gras mask. So yeah, I'm also seeing a bottle of tequila or white wine. So like, yeah, I'm getting. Some of you might have either had like ancestors or aunties or grandparents who are party animals in this life and the next, and they're telling you sometimes you need to do the same thing. Okay, and then I got the song California Girls. So I'm gonna put a bunch of songs in the description below, and I'm hearing some of you might need to make a playlist with your favorite songs that get you happy. And I'm gonna add some below that are coming specifically from a few grandparents and ancestors. And I keep hearing the phrase starseed. Some of you might have starseed origins, and maybe I might do a video sometime next week on that. It feels like if that's the case, let me know what star seeds you like me to channel, if you like to tune into that. But for now, I think I am just gonna leave it right here unless there's any other. Oh no, yellow flowers, like buttercups. Yeah, a lot of flowers. I'm seeing tea. Like I'm seeing, oh, okay. I'm seeing someone sitting with their grandmother in a rocking chair on the front porch, sipping tea or green tea or like lemon iced tea. Some of you might have had family members who made really nice, like orange spice tea. If you want to, how do I say this? Someone's granny is here in a rocking chair. If you want to channel them or get reassuring energy from them, she's telling you to sit outside somewhere in a rocking chair or outside in the fresh air and drink the same tea she used to make for you. That is a very specific message for a few of you, but even just taking her knitting needles and sitting out on the front porch in the sunshine, any activities you used to do with your grandparents or someone who's moved on, they want you to do, and they will be there with you to feel closer to them. And sometimes just sitting there and embodying that energy is a good way to give them the space and time to help heal you. You know, acting as if they are there with you. Like if you used to have tea parties with your grandparents, sit there and set up like your table like they're there with you having tea. Pour them a cup of tea, sit with them as if they are there, give them a plate, give them like a little scone or like a tea biscuit, and just sit there and talk to them like you did when you were younger. That might be specific for a few of you. And even if you feel sad, even if you cry, know that they are there with you. That is a form of divine communications with passed on loved ones, because you are basically bringing in their energy with your memory and your consciousness, and they are with you. You are not alone. You know, there's no empty space across from you. They are there with you. So go on and set up a tea party, sip your tea, go outside and just talk with them. And they want to remind you that they're always there with you. So I'm also hearing light a candle for them. I'm seeing a sunflower scented candle. Yeah. So some of you might also use tea leaves for channeling messages, and they're telling you I'm hearing someone's grandmother or auntie say, you need to use tea leaves. Tell her you need to. Okay, so one of you might have someone who passed on use tea leaves to channel messages from now on. I'm seeing lavender. So if you use lavender in your divination practices, yeah, because now I'm seeing someone sitting there scrying with tea leaves in a bowl or a cup. That's one way she communicates with you, someone's ancestor. So let me see. Yeah, I'm just hearing the same phrase. I'm there for you. I'm there for you. I'm hearing the name Trisha. It's like, let Trisha know if she's there for you. Or you're there for her. Okay. Yeah. Okay, I think that's all I have for you. Um, Thank you once again, dear viewers, for joining me. I send all my love to you. Wish you the best on your healing journey, and you know, I just wish you the best, all the sunshine and love in the world, and I really look forward to reading for you in a future message.